K&A Custom Crafts on Facebook.
All right. Hello and welcome to another edition of C2C Rankem, brought to you by Coast to Coast Entertainment Network. I am the host, Big B. I am joined by my Primus, Tim Hendricks. How you doing, buddy?
I'm doing good, trying to figure out how to share this on my Facebook page like a moron. All right, we're good.
All right. We're experiencing some technical issues on both ends here, so we may come in and out. Here in Minnesota, we're snowing, so that's probably playing a factor on my end. So,
And I live in the mountains, so it probably fits my end.
5 different topics, all dealing with music. So, me and Tix, if you guys don't know, met back in 95, 96 at a nightclub, teen nightclub back in Iron Mountain, Michigan. So it's home a little bit. So the good old days. So you with me, bud?
Yeah, I'm with you. Are you with me?
Yep. Oh,
Okay.
okay. Kind of a little delay there. Looks like, yeah. So bear with us. We got a little delay going on. So we got music today. Let's start with concerts, Tim. So give us your top 5 concerts. Number 5.
My top 5 concerts. I went to Alpine Valley to see this concert. It's out. If people don't know where Alpine Valley is, it's near Milwaukee. I got tickets for free, and this is the last concert that Creed did before they broke up at the United Center. So I saw Creed at Alpine Valley in Milwaukee.
Okay. For me, my number 5 is probably a Minnesota people know these guys really good. It's an a cappella group, Home Free. They got their start on a TV show. I'm trying to pull it up. I thought I remembered it, but I just want to verify I had the right TV show. Let's see here. They I can't. Oh, yeah, it was a sing off. It was a group TV show, kind of like American Idol, follow the band, but they do everything a cappella. Now they have gotten some instruments in there, like a keyboard or a sound effect guy or a machine, but they got one guy that does a lot of their own sound effects. So if you get a chance, check out Home Free. That's my number 5 concert. Number 4 for you there, Tim.
Shocking that this band went to the UP State Fair up in Escanaba. Everybody's heard this group, and the funny thing is, everybody's heard this group. My 2, 3, and 4 were all up in Escanaba within 3 years of each other, which is absolutely shocking. But and to hear that they got this group was just beyond me. Was 3 Doors Down.
Oh wow. Yeah, we just had.
Wait, the 3 and 2 get so much better when you realize they went to the UP State Fair.
3 Doors Down just came to Minnesota here at where I work at the casino, so we just saw them. My number 4, if I left them off the list, I think my wife would disown me. He was this. We picked one of his songs as our wedding song. We've seen him 3 times. We've met him twice. Darius Rucker. The guy is phenomenal. So when he's by himself as a headliner, the guy puts on a great show. For our honeymoon, we went up north a little bit. He was playing. That's where we saw him the second time. And if we did have dinner, I would have been playing blackjack next to Darius Rucker. He was out on the floor for a little bit before the show. So, number 3.
My number 3, for anybody who likes country music, and yes, I like country. I like just about everything. But I saw Martina McBride open up for Merle Haggard at the UP State Fair. I could not believe I saw that show. Still to this day, still one of my best one of my best shows ever. Of course, it's on my list. And I'm taking pictures, and Martina waves at me while I'm taking pictures. So yeah, right off the top, one of the best shows I've ever been to.
Okay. My number 3, 2, and 1, I could have went in any order. It would have been just as a fan of these next three groups or concerts. Actually, number 3, Garth Brooks. Saw him twice here. We saw him. If you guys seen the video of him with the patient that drove from Duluth or not Duluth, North Dakota after going to chemo to watch her, and he brings her up on stage. Well, brings her sign up on stage. We were there the night of that concert. That was the second show, but we were there the first night. But that guy, for his age and coming out and doing, I think he did 13 shows in 2 weekends. The first time he was here, phenomenal guy. The guy, I don't know how he did both shows every night. So that's my number 3. Tim, number 2.
My number 2, again, UP State Fair. Don't know how they got him. Matter of fact, he just came out with a biography called Weird, the Al Yankovic story. I saw Weird Al Yankovic up in Escanaba at the UP State Fair, and I was 5 rows from the stage. And he basically, the girl sitting next to me, no clue who she was. Weird Al comes down. He's got scarves on. Basically, he comes down, puts the scarf on the girl sitting next to me, and walks back and walks up the row as he's singing. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I can die today.
Weird Al, that would be a fun show to watch.
It's amazing.
I like a lot of his comedy songs, I guess you call them. My number 2 concert, I saw at the Minnesota State Fair here. The only time I've ever been at the State Fair from open to close. Glad I got to see her. And then actually I got to see her at work when I was working the concerts. I actually stood in front row just to watch her for a little bit. Reba McEntire, bombshell, great voice. I think any song she does is phenomenal. So, Tim, you're number 1.
I won these tickets. To go to the Van Andel Center in Grand Rapids, Michigan. So I had to drive 6 hours for backstage passes to see Hometown Heroes open for Tenacious D.
Okay.
Got to meet Jack Black backstage after the concert. The only 2 people that got to meet Kyle Gass and Jack Black, the D, after the concert. Jack was in the shower, and he had the flu, and he was getting ready to go to Dayton, Ohio for the next night. And he said, "Do you?" And the tour manager says, "Do you still want to do this?" He says, "Hell yeah, I want to do this. I'm coming out there. I'm gonna meet him." There was only 3 of us, 3 or 4 of us, and yeah, met Jack Black, met Kyle Gass. Met the D after the show. To this day, if you look at my Facebook page, I've got pictures of Jack Black and Kyle Gass on my page. It's one of those you don't want to wake up type of things, and it feels like as long as that concert was going on, it feels like you blink and you missed it. Yep. But every second of that concert, I can remember.
Well, my number 1, if you guys look at my Facebook page, my number 1, no doubt. Saw him twice within a span of 4 months. Sat front row when I first saw him for the very first time. Got to meet him. Boys to Men. I love those guys. Tim, when I DJ'd, I mean, how many times did I close out with the Boys to Men song at the end of the night? I can't say enough about them. I think those guys, all 4 of them at the time, now there's 3 of them. One can't perform. But, I mean, those guys just make – their sound is so amazing. So, Anybody that you kind of left off that you've seen?
I saw Vince Neil in
Okay.
concert. Um, I really haven't seen that many concerts. I take that back. I left off. I went and saw. I went to Marquette, Michigan, at NMU, and 311 and Alien Ant Farm. I saw both those up at Northern Michigan University at the Euchre
Okay.
Dome. But that's the only one that I think I left off.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I saw Janet. I saw Tracy Lawrence, John Michael Montgomery. I mean, yeah, there's a lot I left off. Backstreet Boys, yes, I have seen Backstreet Boys, but concerts. I mean, you got to pay good money nowadays to go see some concerts. I don't know what the price is over there, but
Oh, right now, Motley Crue is getting ready to do they're getting ready to do a world tour just before Mick Mars leaves.
yep,
Tickets for general admission is €75. Front row is €255, I believe, which is and just so everybody knows the conversion on dollars to euros, right now it's
yeah.
in parity, so it's even.
Oh, it's
It's even. It's in
7%.
It's in parity right now, so it's an even. So
Okay.
yeah.
So, what's a show that you would love to go see? I mean,
Do they have to be alive and dead, live or
yeah,
dead? Or,
you pick them. I don't care.
I would have loved to seen. I would like to have seen Queen, with Freddie. I'd love to have seen Prince.
Yeah.
Right now, if I were to see a band that's playing right now that's still alive, I would say the Foo Fighters.
Oh, okay. That's a good one. Yeah, for me, I mean, Prince definitely number one. Michael Jackson, who we'll get to later. Elvis, another guy that we get to later. Johnny Cash. Right now, I'm going to kind of sneak in to watch them when they come here in the middle of the month. The Beach Boys. I know it's not the original group. I know it's only a couple. But the one I'm holding out for, and I know she's not touring right now, and hopefully maybe she does, but I don't think she will. I think she's done, is Dolly Parton. I definitely want to see her. So
Yeah, I can't remember if she's done or not.
yeah, I know. I think I read something that her husband's has a little health issue. So we're planning on a trip down to Nashville. So maybe I'll get to go to Dollywood or something.
Dude, if you get a chance. There's some good artists playing in Branson, and Branson's closer to you.
Oh yeah, yeah, we watch them. So all right, so let's get into our favorite groups. Now I don't know what Tim picked, but I'm going to let everybody know I did not pick the Beatles, the Monkees, Jackson 5, those groups. I went with more people I've seen recently or like. Those groups are definitely iconic. Don't get me wrong. So I don't want to hear anybody, well, you left this group off. I did on purpose, but I do respect them. So, Tim, why don't you give us your number 5 group? And they have to be 3 or more people.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Just so people
Oh,
are
man.
involved.
My number 2 and my number 1 are 2 people.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. I could probably fake it, but I don't know.
Go ahead. We'll let us find this time.
All right. My number 5 was a group from the 90s.
Okay.
Everybody remembers grunge, but everybody remembers grunge because of Nirvana and Stone Temple Pilots. I remembered grunge because of Pearl Jam.
Oh.
And to me, my number 5 band is Pearl Jam. Everything that it seemed like Vedder's voice, and I'm going to get hate for this. I know it already. I think Vedder's voice is better than Cobain, and I think Vedder's voice is better than Scott Weiland. Just is.
Okay. Well, my number 5, I'm not much of a grunge person, but just the following they still have, and you said them, not Pearl Jam, but Nirvana. I mean, they got a couple good songs, and Kurt Cobain, rest in peace, whatever, happened. But I still think, even though they were around for a short time, they still are iconic. Um, I still see Nirvana shirts around. I think if it wasn't for them, yeah, Pearl Jam probably is the goat of the group. But for some reason, Nirvana just seems to be sticking around. So your number 4?
My number 4 is a band that you want to see. But the thing is, it's when you listen to a Beach Boys song, you can't help but dance. You can't help but sing along. To me, it was when I was younger. My brother and I would put on shows for aunts and uncles growing up, and we would do nothing but sing Beach Boys songs.
That's my number 4 too, Tim. Number 4, Beach Boys. Like you said, though, you hear a Beach Boys song. I mean, Kokomo. I mean, you got Josh Stamos playing the whatever kind of drum that was in their video. He toured with them for a little bit. He was on Full House. I mean, every time you hear a Beach Boys song, yeah, you rip at least the chorus, at least. So
yeah,
that's. I didn't think he'd have the Beach Boys on there, but I'm not surprised. But all right, Tim, number 3.
All right. Your number 3 is probably your number 1. I'm just going to tell you this right now.
Okay.
And you said it yourself when you ended a night, it was always with Boys to Men. I'm telling you, if you ever wanted, this group was like, if you ever wanted to get sweet with a girl and you wanted to make her love you in a hurry, you played Boys to Men. Well, you're not playing Motown Philly, but you're playing everything else.
Yep.
But yeah, my number 3 is Boys to Men, which I'm going to guess is your number 1.
Yeah. My number 3, another group, when you heard a few of their songs, you kind of sang to them. Aerosmith. I like Aerosmith. I mean, there's a few songs that you hear that you just kind of, sit and sing along with. So I got Aerosmith as my number 3. Your number 2?
My number 2, the only country group on this list. And it's because when you hear them, and they've got such a distinct voice. He's got such a Ronnie Dunn and Kix Brooks. They have such a distinct voice. When you listen to Neon Moon and you just go, yeah, or Boot Scootin' Boogie, you just basically to me, they were the quintessential country group. To me, outside of I'm going to get a lot of hate from my family. Well, there's the Oak Ridge Boys and there's Statler Brothers. And I'm like, and there's Alabama. I'm like, no, but Brooks and Dunn was just fun. Everything and anything and everything they touched was just fun.
Yeah. No, I got Alabama at number 2. The only country group I have. Brooks and Dunn's a good one. It was heartbreaking when they split up. But no, Alabama is another one that, you hear a lot of their songs. I mean, even to me, I know Alabama's got a lot of good songs. To me, I like Cheap Seats just because it's a baseball song. I just like that song. But yeah, that's another concert that I wouldn't mind going to see is Alabama. So your number 1?
My number 1 is my number 1 is my number 1 concert. The moment I heard Tenacious D, I was in love. It was the first time I heard their notes, their sound, their words. It's just a fun group. If you ever get a chance just to sit there and listen to Wonder Boy, and it's just a peaceful song. And everything they've done is amazing. They've showed up in movies. They had their own TV show. They had everything, and they had their own movie, Tenacious D and the Pick of Destiny. I absolutely love them. They can't do anything wrong. They could go out and murder half a country, and I don't think I could ever stop listening to them.
Yeah. Obviously, if you guys know me, my number one group. Tim said it. Boys to Men. I'm the slow R&B type of guy. I love that type of music. Definitely Boys to Men. You know, to me is iconic. So, Tim, some groups that you left off.
Um, the Commodores,
Yep.
the Four Tops,
Oh
the
yeah.
Four Seasons, the Temptations. My brother's probably going to watch this and go, "Why didn't you say Motley Crue?" Motley Crue would have been number 6.
Yep.
I love that's another band that I heard right away. Everybody on this list is the band I fell in love with right away when I first started hearing them. Yeah, but Motley Crue would have been number 6.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's like the Jackson Five. Yes, I get it. They kind of brought the boy band together. I mean, NSYNC, Backstreet Boys. I mean, they had some good hits. If again, a group I like. Um, um, Little Texas was a good one. But yeah, there's plenty of groups out there that we probably could do another show on. So, all right, so moving into our singers, uh, we're going to do probably my eyes one of the prettiest women singing. Um, I won't call her the goat, but I think some will. Reba McEntire. Probably we could probably do a half-hour show on her and her song list, but we're only going to do 5. So Tim, you're number 5.
Little Rock.
Ooh, okay.
Absolutely love that song. It's got such a everybody when I first thought I'm like, wow, she made a song about Arkansas. And then when you realize it's not about Arkansas and it's about divorce and her taking her ring off, I'm thinking that makes it even better. I like the pun. I really like it. It's really catchy.
Okay. Number 5 for me is a duet with Vince Gill. Probably my fantasy would be to do a duet with her, and I would honestly do the song. Is "The Hearts Won't Lie." I love that song. Vince Gill and her together, money, but Reba's voice. I love that song. So you're number 4.
My number 4 is a duet, but it's not with Vince Gill. It's with Linda Davis. It's "Does He Love You?" I love that song. It's like, wow, you guys are singing about having an affair with the same man. Are you okay? That just doesn't make sense. And then the video just plays
At
it up
the end,
so well. And it's just like you're too rich. It's like the video's like 2 rich women, and they're talking about this one man. I'm like, you two are idiots. But the song is great.
oh yeah. At the end of that video is phenomenal. Where they show him doing the taping, and they're like, "Here, come here, come here, boom!" But that's my number 4 too. But when I saw her live, she did that song with one of her backup singers, and I thought her backup singer did a lot better than Davis did. No disrespect to Davis, but yeah, I thought her backup singer did a lot better. But yeah, I love that video. That was one of the first songs I put down. Um, but yeah, like you said, it's and then I think she did a remake with the Dolly Parton recently on this song.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. I believe it's this one. I know her and Dolly did one together. So, but yeah, I love that song. I can't believe we named. Well, I guess we got a few on each list, but you're number 3.
I'm not sure if this was the theme song from her TV show, but I remember "I'm a Survivor."
Yep,
And
that
every
is her
time I
song.
hear that song, it makes me feel it kind of empowers me when I hear it. It's really really good. It just tells you that there's just a lot of strength in that song.
Yeah. No, that's yeah, it's on my list. But number 3 for me is "Why Haven't I Heard from You?" Um, I think if I recall the video, I think they're like in a courtroom and she's like putting her boyfriend on trial because I haven't heard from him. Um, but I think that's the one. I could be wrong, but yeah. So that's my number 3. Number 2 for you too?
Oh my god, I love this song. This song, every time I hear this song, it's amazing. The night the lights went down in
Oh,
The night the lights went out in Georgia.
yes.
I again, this is a song about murder. It's a song about murder, but it's great. It's every time I hear that, I think wasn't that was that a remake too? Was that a remake that was done originally by Vicki Lawrence?
I don't know
No,
offhand. I don't know
no,
offhand.
I'm thinking of a different song. I'm thinking of I can't remember. Slow Train. I can't remember, but I remember this song like it's going out of style. It's like this was like the second song I wrote down because it was like the first one was so easy to put in my to put down. It was like I'm almost guessing we've got the same one at this point, um, because these two were the first two songs I thought of. Really
Yeah.
were.
My number 2 is I'm a Survivor. Yeah, that is her opening to her TV show, but yeah, it's a strong message. Anybody, I think that is going through troubled times, listen to the song and it just pumps you up. I think this song and the Eye of the Tiger, like the two songs, every time I hear up, I just get pumped. I don't know why, but
Yeah.
uh, all right, Tim. Let's see if we nailed number 1.
Oh, I believe we did. I really believe we did. Because if you don't
And
have
it's
fancy,
not just what's that?
if you don't have fancy, you're not a Reba fan.
Yep.
Fancy is it. Fancy is her marquee song. Her every time. This was the first song I thought of when you said, "Oh, well, we should do Reba McEntire."
Yep.
Okay, there's Fancy. Okay, I got 1 and 2 done.
Yep. Nah, Fancy. Yeah, it's another song, and maybe it's just because of the iconic red dress that she pulled out. I think it was 93 CMAs or something. Um,
Yeah,
and that might have been her moment. I mean, maybe if she doesn't do that, she doesn't become Reba like we know her. But no,
exactly.
definitely. I mean, Fancy, like you said, that was my number 1 song. Um, I wrote down. Yeah, I mean, and there's a lot of songs we could have left off. I mean, I left off "The Lights Go Down in Georgia." Um, yeah, there's plenty of songs. I mean,
Yeah,
what choice? Yeah,
there was a couple that you brought up that I didn't even think of, and I'm like, God, how did I miss that?
yeah.
And it's because Reba does puts out gold, and when you put out gold, you're going to forget some of the obvious ones.
Oh yeah, yeah. And I mean, yeah, I had a hard time over some of them. I think my list, once I started really thinking about it, I think I really kept to what I was. I'm just trying to pull up our song list here because, yeah, there are songs I
Yeah,
know.
it's ridiculous.
Oh yeah. Is there life out there?
Yeah,
Consider me gone. She did the what? You lied. Turn on the radio, dear rodeo. Of course, she's got Christmas songs. There was that one. I think it's a Brooks and Dunn song, but she was in that one, which I really like too.
yeah,
Uh,
I can't
yeah,
remember.
yeah. But there, I know there's one I'm missing, but I can't think of the name of it right now. So, anyways, so our next 2 topics, we thought because of how iconic they were in the music industry, and I think we could probably do a show and a half on both of these guys. That we're going to do a top 10 list. The first one, we're going to do the King of Pop, Michael Jackson. Like I said, we could have done an hour and a half on this guy and probably still not covered all his songs and rank them in a decent order. So,
Exactly.
well, Tim, let's go with number 10.
Number 10. This is good. This is going to be interesting because we could have 10 and you could have 10 and they're not going to be the same 10.
Well, exactly. The
And
next
that's
two
Michael
categories.
Jackson.
Yeah.
Number 10, I've got The Way You Make Me Feel. It's just, I don't know. It's one of those, when you hear it, that's the thing is with Michael. Michael, everything he put out, you could sing, and it was so easy to sing, and it was so, and it's like everybody knows Michael Jackson. It's just weird. I don't know why.
Yeah, no. And one thing with Michael, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I thought he was a better as the slower songs go. I don't think he was up. I know he has Beat It, Bad, more of an upbeat song, but I think his gold was the slower, the love songs, as we'll call them. For me, number 10, I have Man in the Mirror. One of many iconic songs. A lot of people done him. I think he pops up, or this song pops up every once in a while on American Idol, on The Voice. So that's my number 10. Number 9.
I had to have at least one Jackson 5. I had to have it.
Okay.
I wasn't, and I didn't go Rockin' Robin. I went with ABC.
Yep.
It's a catchy tune. I know we wanted to do Michael Jackson, but this was our introduction to Michael. To us, It was, when the Jackson 5, yeah, granted the Jackson 5 were there before we were born, but I remember having little records of the with different songs, and it had ABC from the Jackson 5, and that's the first thing I could ever hear. I ever remember, and then the rest of his career happened.
Yep. Now that if I would have put a Jackson 5 song on there, ABC would have been up there. There would have been a few more. But we'll definitely have to touch on the Jackson 5 down the road with one of our lists. But for me, Remember the Time. I don't know what really to say about that song. It just, every time you hear it, I mean, all these songs, every time you hear a Michael Jackson song, you're going to listen to it. And I didn't know this until I was listening to Sirius Radio. This is the 40th year of, as they're calling it, the greatest album of all time, Thriller. So, no,
to me it's the White Album.
Okay,
and I'm not a Beatles fan, but the White Album is the better album.
Yeah, so best selling album. So
yeah.
All right, so number 8 for you.
Number 8. This I think this was the song that pretty much put him on the map as a solo artist. Blame It on the Boogie.
Oh yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, Blame It on the Boogie's the song he does the first moonwalk to.
Ooh, I don't know. I thought it was.
I don't know. I can't remember, but it's.
Well, let's see here. Let's see if we can Google it quick. But Blame It on the Boogie was a good one. I like that. I don't think it was Blame It on the Boogie though. I could be wrong. So my number, while we're looking this up, my number 1 is You Are Not Alone. Like I said, most of mine are going to be a lot of his slower hits. I liked it. Billie Jean was his first moonwalk that he did on stage.
That's not on my list.
So
give you a little hint on that one.
Well, like I said, I mean, there's going to be. I did have Blame It on the Boogie on my list. So you're number 7.
The better album of Michael Jackson is the Bad Album, and my number 7 to me is the title cut. It's Bad. Bad is such a good song. It's Michael Jackson trying to be such a badass, and it just doesn't work. But it's hilarious to watch the video.
That is actually my number 7 too. I mean, you could not. That's one song in a top 10 list you could not leave off. I mean, that was the title album to the album, and like you said, it was one that he tried to be hardcore, and you just laugh at it. I mean, and then of course, Weird Al comes out with his version of Fat.
Right.
So I mean, but yeah, Bad was definitely my number 7. Your number 6.
My number 6 is your number 10.
Okay.
My number when I think this is the only basically this is the only slow song I think I have on my list.
Oh,
Man in the
okay.
Mirror. I think that's the and it's to be honest, this is one of those songs that you know that tells you basically what to do. Basically tells you if you want to make a change, start with yourself.
Yep.
And then the change will come and the change will come around you as long as you change for the better. Your surroundings will change too. It's such a great song. I don't know. It's one of those that pump me up. It's really
Yeah.
weird. It's
Yep.
a nice, good feeling song.
Yep. My number 6 here. I don't know. Maybe it's just because of the video shot back in the olden time. Smooth Criminal. I like that. I mean, I think it really shows off his dancing skills, and I don't know what else to say about it. So, number 5.
My number 5 is your number 9. Remember the time. The video is so iconic.
Yep.
You've got Magic Johnson. You've got Eddie Murphy.
Yep.
You look at that you look at that video. And that video is so so iconic, and it's just it makes you remember the song so much better. And the song was amazing. It's Michael Jackson. Word
Yeah.
Michael Jackson should be a synonym for amazing when it comes to music. And this song, it's
Yep.
one of those that you remember. Again, remember the time. It's so
Yep.
hard not so hard to forget.
Yep. My number 5 is Black and White. I think another song that just talks about do whatever, no matter what, if you're black or white. I mean, got Macaulay Culkin in there. Just and the video at the end, they just show different people, kind of interchanging. So that's my number 5. Number 4.
I've got Rock With You.
Okay.
That it's such a smooth song. Came out right near the end of disco.
Yeah.
Right along with Blame It on the Boogie. It's so smooth, and you hear it, and it's one of those songs when you dance to it, you don't have to really break your neck trying to dance to, because it's just so smooth, and it's just so easy to dance to, and it's I don't know. That song gets stuck in my head, and I can't get rid of it for weeks.
Yeah. No, that one is a good one. For me, number 4 was your number 10. The Way You Make Me Feel. I like that song. I think it was one that he's trying to be sweet, but he's trying to be the hardcore, lover type guy and trying to get the girl. The girl keeps walking away. The video's iconic too. I like the video. So number 3.
My number 3 is Smooth Criminal. I think you have it at number 5, I believe.
I have it at number 6. Yep.
You got it at number 6.
Yep.
It's another one. Come on, the moment you hear the opening, you know what you're getting into.
Yep.
And then when Alien Ant Farm remade it, it was just like, are you kidding me?
I heard the remake. I'm just like,
no, it's different, but I think Michael was appreciative, because all of a sudden Michael's getting his song out there again, and it's so strange. But you put Smooth Criminal on, and everybody knows it. It's just it's just unbelievable.
Yeah, my number 3, another song a lot of people will know. Again, probably a lot of people's top song. Another song where he tried to be a bad guy, I guess, or meanie, I don't know, bully. Beat It. That I mean, great song. You know, at the time, you know, trying to get in the middle of two gangs, and then they start dancing. I mean,
And one of
um,
the gangs is and one of the gangs is led by Wesley Snipes.
really, I'll have to look at
Yeah,
that. I didn't realize
watch,
that.
watch it again. It's funny because there used to be Prince. Prince has this story about this song about the video,
Okay,
and Michael originally had called Prince to be the leader of the other gang, and he had a scheduling conflict. I think with he was in the studio, and instead of Prince being the leader of the one gang, it was Wesley Snipes.
really.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll have to rewatch that now and look. I'll have to look at that. So, all right. So you're number two.
My number two is probably your number one.
Okay.
A matter of fact, I just watched this video last night, which is absolutely strange. It's it's crazy when you get a director like John Landis to direct your video, a guy who's known for 16 Candles. He's known for, I believe, Caddyshack. I think Landis had done Caddyshack at the time. And Michael Jackson calls you up and says, "I want to do this video, and I want to make this video and I want to be a werewolf." And I'm like, "Are you crazy?" And then you watch Thriller, and you go, "Yeah, yeah, I can see it. I can understand it." Yeah. So my number two is Thriller.
Yeah, that is my number two too. I just that video. I would love to see them remake that video today, as
Yeah.
close as they could do it with the technology they have. Um, and digitally put Michael in there or have somebody play his part. But I would love to
Right.
see them recreate that video today. But yeah, Thriller, iconic. Starts off in a on a date, I think it is, and then they go
Yeah.
out. Yeah. So, all right. So your number one
Now,
is
now I don't know anymore what your number one is. I figured I had you with Thriller. Now you've got me confused. You're gonna. I know what your number one is now. Forget it, because I don't have it on my list, and I'm kicking myself for not having it on the list. I have Beat It.
okay.
One of those songs, again, one of those songs, when you hear that first chord, that opening chord, those repeated opening chords, you're going, okay. Now you hope that it's not Weird Al. Now you
Yeah.
now you pray to God and go, oh, then again, you're going, okay, it's Weird Al. You can either do Eat It or Beat It. I don't care.
Yeah.
To me, I'm a fan of both songs, but yeah, my number one is Beat It.
Yeah. Yeah. You already said the song wasn't on your list. My number one is Billie Jean.
Yeah.
The iconic moonwalk, but the video itself, I mean, just sneaking around and trying to, talk about is a kid mine or not. I mean, I think we all, sing to that song too quite a bit. I would ask what songs we left off, but I mean, we could sit
Billie
here
Jean?
forever.
Billie Jean?
Yeah, I left off. I mean, Rocket, Rock with
Rocket
You.
Robin?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, even if we go back to Jackson 5, I mean, ABC, Rock Robin.
Moonwalker? I don't know. What did we miss?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, we're going to get comments, hopefully.
Oh, I hope we
you
get
left off this song. You left off this song. Hey.
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
we know we lost. We left
Oh,
off.
yeah.
We forgot.
I mean, but out of 10, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I mean, we had 7 of the same songs on the list. So, all right. So, hopefully we can squeeze this in. I mean, but
we'll get it in.
squeeze it in. This one is actually a tribute to my aunt, who was a big Elvis fan. Tim, I mean, you walked into her house. Her living room was just plastered with Elvis clocks, pictures.
Yeah, it was Graceland.
Goes out to my Aunt Tammy. Elvis songs. Again, another guy we could spend hours on and not cover all his songs or not have the same list, but we'll see what we do. So your number 10 song up there.
Number 10 song. So we're going to do this little truncated. We're going to go slower. We're going to go faster.
Okay. Oh, no, take your time.
Okay. It to me, it's Elvis from Elvis. It's Elvis. Every time you hear the song, you know it right away, and you go, "Yeah, nobody else could sing this song but Elvis." Suspicious Minds.
Ooh, yeah, that is a good one. Yeah, you are right. I'm not a big fan of that song, but that is a song. Yeah, that you do hear it. For me, number 10, Viva Las Vegas. Every time it's on, I mean, everybody's singing it. I mean, that's probably another song too that God, I don't think anybody else can do this song, but that one, definitely my number 10. Number 9 for you.
To me, I think I've heard this so many times that sometimes I get it confused with Viva Las Vegas. Just I don't know why. Um, but You're the Devil in Disguise. When you hear that, it's again another song that only Elvis can do. And I watched the Elvis musical that Baz Luhrmann did. Again, great job, unbelievable job. Yeah, You're the Devil in Disguise.
I think for the third time, I think we've had the same song in the right spot. Double in Disguise is my number 9. Um, yeah, great song. Um, you're number 8.
All these songs are that Elvis sang. I don't think anybody could have ever done. I just don't.
Well, that's the one thing you don't see a lot of people. Well, one
Yeah,
you got to get the rights from um, Lisa Marie or
right,
Priscilla, I
right,
think, to even
right.
cover them. But I mean, yeah, people will do them in shows at a bar or something. They'll cover them, but to make them on the radio, you got to get the rights to
Yeah.
them. So you're number 8.
My number 8 is "It's Now or Never." Again,
Oh, yeah.
it's brilliant. It's a brilliant song. Again, the song that gets stuck in my head. It's there for days.
Yep. For me, number 8, Are You Lonesome Tonight? You know, and it's a
I
song
don't
I
have
hear
that on
all
my
the
list.
time. I think it's even in the movie Game Plan. I think Rock is singing it to his daughter.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's my number 8. You're number 7.
A good 1950s Elvis. Don't Be Cruel. Ag- Again, just so simple, but so fun.
Yep. For me, my number 7. You listen to the song. It's like, you know, how can the how can this letter come back so fast every time? Return to sender. You talk about writing a letter, putting it in the mailbox, gets sent back, then you finally deliver it, it still gets sent back. Just leave the person alone. But hey, it's a great song. I mean, return to sender. You're number 6.
I, which is funny because this song is actually an Italian song, not sung in Italian, but I've heard the song in Italian. I've heard it sung. I've heard it sung again by Frank Sinatra. But when I hear "My Way," when I hear Elvis Presley singing "My Way," that's the only way.
Yeah.
I appreciate the other versions, but "My Way" is just sorry. It's Elvis.
Okay. Yeah, my number 6 was your number 7. Don't be cruel. Um, yeah, just I don't think we could put into words what all these songs mean. I mean, and what justice he does to them. So you're number 5.
When I heard this song the first time, I think I cried. I might have been 8 or 9, but when you listen to the song and you really, really, when they say, do you hear Elvis or do you listen to Elvis? This is one of those songs when you listen to it, kind of tears at your heartstrings. But In the Ghetto,
Oh yeah,
it's you
that's
can't
the
do
one he
nothing.
does with Priscilla, doesn't he? Or she's in it, or they did a remake. I think it's
I think
that
they did
song.
a remake.
Yeah. No, that song. Yeah, you are right. It kind of gets you emotional. Yeah. For me, number 5, "Love Me Tender." A great slow song. maybe not one that you would play like Boys and Men, but one that probably could set the mood. You know, so all right, Tim, you're number 4.
I've got and this is a remake. I know this one's a remake from a song in the 30s. Hound Dog.
Oh,
To me,
okay.
Hound Dog. When you think of Elvis, the first thing I thought of was my number 4 and my number 3, and
Okay.
definitely Hound Dog. Hound Dog was, yeah. I can remember the first time I heard it, and it was just, I'm like, man, they're talking about a dog. I'm like, and then you realize, no, that's not what they're talking about.
Yeah. So, yeah, my top 4, I think were all songs I listed right away. Um, my number 4 is Heartbreak Hotel. I think it's, I think when people think of Elvis, it's probably one of the first songs that comes to mind. Um, but definitely like that song. You're number 3, Tim.
My number 3 is probably your number 3, which is going to be funny. Probably not. When I first thought of Elvis, this is the first song I thought of. This is really the first song I thought of, and that's Jailhouse Rock.
Ooh.
It's the that's the first song I thought of when I thought of Elvis, and the two that I got in front of it mean a little more, but this is the first song.
Yeah. No, my number 3. I think I've heard a few people redo it. He might even redone it too. From a remake. Can't Help Falling in Love. That's my number 3. Played in some good movies, but it's one of those songs you pop it on, and again, you're singing the chorus to it. You might not know the rest of the song, but you sing the chorus. So you're number 2.
My number 2 is your number 3. This song, I don't know how many times I've heard this song at weddings.
Yep.
And the weird thing is the fact is my Uncle Joe sings it. So right now, and he sings it at every wedding. I mean, every wedding that he's invited to, he's asked to sing this song. I think he sang it at my sister's wedding. But yeah, I could sing everyone. When I sing it, I sound like my Uncle Joe. I try not to do an impersonation. It just happens. But yeah, Can't Help Falling in Love. That's just the one song that, yeah, I can understand why it's 3, 2, 1.
Oh yeah. My number 2 is your number 4, Hound Dog. It's another song that just popped in once we said Elvis. All right, Tim. I'm kind of curious on what your number 1 is.
My number 1 is your number 10.
Wow.
This was the second song that came to my head. This song I could have in my head for a year. This song, I mean, literally, it's probably the most fun I've ever heard with a song. Viva Las Vegas is, to me, and then you see it in the movie, and you see Anne Margaret dancing in the movie as Elvis is singing, and you go, "You've got to be kidding me!" And then you just get it stuck in your head, and it's just stuck, and it's stuck, and it's stuck. And then I have spent hours on end trying to remember what the next word of the not the chorus, but of each verse is.
Yeah.
I've sat there, I've done 6 hours just trying to rethink the whole song, and I've got internet sitting right next to me. But that song gets stuck in my head like a broken record. But I love the song.
Yep. For me, my number 1 is your number 3, Jailhouse Rock. That video, I just love that video. I can't say much about it. I mean, it's just one of those things. Again, Elvis trying to be, I mean, in some of his movies, he was, the big bully type, and this kind of fits him. But yeah, Jailhouse Rock, definitely, my number 1. So again, not going to ask you what songs we left off the list because I think we've left off plenty. I mean, we could have did top 20, still left off songs. But out of there, we got 6 right on each list. I mean,
yeah.
but Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, we're definitely going to have to revisit those two, Michael Jackson, Elvis. Maybe Johnny Cash down the road, and might have to do a.
Oh God, Johnny Cash for me. Oh,
But
that'd be
I
fun.
tell you right now, if it's possible, I would have loved to see those two, Michael Jackson, and Elvis together. I mean,
Oh yeah, considering at one point Michael was his son-in-law.
yeah, exactly, exactly. For the it would have been cool to see them, and I know there's probably some guy out there that could digitally do it. With all the technology has, it wouldn't be the same. It'd be cool, but
Right.
I mean,
Exactly.
and honestly, both of those, I think both guys, no matter what generation they're in, they're going to get their name. They're going to get the king of rock and roll. They're going to get the king of pop.
Right.
With these songs. So, but with that being said, Tim, got any final thoughts?
Thanks for everybody for watching. This is fun. If you guys got any suggestions or heck, even tell us what your favorite Michael Jackson or Reba or groups are, your favorite concerts or Elvis Presley songs, because we'd love to hear it. We would love to get some feedback from everybody.
Oh yeah.
Like I think I've said on episodes before, this song is meant to spark conversation. Thanks for everybody for watching. Be ready to watch everybody else this week. We're gonna have a great time. I'm not gonna be here on Sunday, but everybody else is. But keep in tune to C2C.
Yeah, exactly. Keep watching. We are throwing out the idea of pushing it back a couple hours. Do it noon, 1:00 my time here. Whatever time that is over in Italy for Tim. Next Tuesday, though, we will not be on. We will replay the show. We are going to do it live Monday at 9:00 because just got some scheduling conflicts on Tuesday. Wife's birthday, so I will be taking her out. We're getting away for the day, so that's why we will not be on Tuesday, but we will replay it. With that being said, like Tim said, just keep checking out. We got great content. Morning Tailgate, one of our fast-growing shows. But with that being said, I'm going to use a tagline that I haven't used since I've DJ'd at Night Moves. You ain't got to go home, but you got to get the heck up out of here. So, with that being said, check us out next Monday for another episode of Rankem. Have a good night.